There is a moment, silent and invisible, when something inside you knows, this life you're living isn't your own. Not fully. Not freely. It's a patchwork of expectations, of survival patterns, of masks you learned to wear just to make it through days that asked too much and gave too little. You weren't always like this. There was a time you might barely remember it now when your dreams ran wild, when your eyes still sparkled with possibility, when your voice hadn't yet been trained to shrink. But then the world came in. The words. The wounds. The weight. And slowly, the light dimmed. Not all at once. No, it was subtle. The way they laughed at your hopes. The way you were ignored when you needed someone most. The way you were labeled and misunderstood and boxed into something you never asked to be. And so, you adapted. You built walls. You learned to hide the softest parts of yourself. You became the version of you that others could tolerate, quieter, smaller, safer. And for a while, maybe you thought that was strength. That survival was enough. That disappearing into someone else's story was better than being rejected for your own. But now, something in you is waking up. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just quietly, urgently, whispering, this is not how your story has to end. Because here's the truth no one ever told you: you were never meant to stay trapped in the chapters written by your pain. You were never meant to remain stuck in the identity that was forced on you by circumstance, by trauma, by people who never saw your soul. You are not here just to survive. You are here to become. You are here to break the cycle, to rise from the ashes, to reclaim the voice that was silenced and the dreams that were buried. You have every right to rewrite your story, not because the past didn't happen, but because you are no longer that person. You are not the moment you fell. You are not the names they called you. You are not the shame you've carried. You are the strength that got you through it all. The quiet bravery that woke up every day even when your heart was tired. The fire that still flickers in your chest, no matter how many storms you've faced. And now, you are standing at the edge of the page with the pen in your hand. Not every page needs to be perfect. Not every chapter needs to make sense to anyone else. It just needs to be honest. It needs to be yours. And yes, rewriting your story will be hard. Letting go of identities that became your protection will feel like losing a part of yourself. But what you'll gain in return is freedom. Freedom to be real. To be messy. To be whole. To be powerful in a way that doesn't look like performance, but presence. You don't owe anyone your silence anymore. You don't owe anyone your smallness. What you owe is truth to yourself. Because one day, you will look back and realize you were never lost. You were just unfinished. And that all this time, even through the darkness, you were still becoming. Becoming the version of you who isn't afraid to be seen. The version who speaks, stands, loves, leads not despite the pain, but because of how far they've come through it. The past can't be rewritten, but you can be. Not by forgetting what happened, but by refusing to let it define the rest of you. This story, from this point forward, belongs to you. And you are allowed to live it boldly. Fully. Honestly. Even if they don't understand. Even if you're still healing. Even if you're scared. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to start over. You're allowed to become the kind of person who looks nothing like the one you were told you'd be. So don't wait. Don't stall. Don't shrink. Rewrite it all. Tear out the pages that taught you to hate yourself. Set fire to the lies that convinced you that you were never enough. And begin again. With truth. With fire. With your whole heart. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real one. And the real one, the one still buried beneath everything they told you to be, is finally ready to come alive.